Storm surge. The hurricane season opens. How many storms in the predictions? Bus stop. A service change gets some bus drivers off their route. Touchdown transformation. Flag football changes its home base as the sport keeps on growing. The Bahamas Tonight, the National Report starts now.
Now in HD. ZNS Network presents The Bahamas Tonight. This portion of the news brought to you by BTC Everyday.
The hurricane season has opened. Good evening, everyone. I'm Chris Saunders. Thank you so much for joining us here tonight. Now, the season has opened with 8 storms anticipated, 3 becoming hurricanes, and an expectation of 1 named storm. And as many of us already know, it only takes 1. Joining us live tonight to talk about the season as it opens, Chief Meteorologist Basil Dean. Now, Basil, first let's talk about that. 8 storms, 3 hurricanes, 1 major storm. Well, how is that in terms of how popular and how profound this season is?
Well, first of all, one small correction, Christopher. It's 7 named storms. We went through it just before the newscast. 3 of those will become hurricanes, and out of those 3, 1 a major hurricane. And that means that we anticipate a below average hurricane. And if we want to put that in perspective, during the course of any tropical cyclone season, we average about 12 named storms. Out of those 12, we usually get about 6 hurricanes and 3 major storms. So you can see there will be a significant reduction in those numbers this particular season. Reason being, we do have that weak El Nino in place, and with El Nino in place, it means that we're going to have a lot of subsidence over the Atlantic, coupled with some strong upper level westerlies, which are not conducive for tropical cyclone development. In addition to that, also the sea surface temperatures, they are below average, and you know we need warm sea surface temperatures in order to start triggering those systems. So they are some of the indicators that are not pointing in a positive direction for tropical cyclone development.
Now, Basil, even though it is a below average season that's being predicted, does that mean that that 1 named storm could very well possibly be a low category 1 or 2, or does that imply that it could be a very big storm upwards to a 3, 4, even a 5? Or are the conditions just not there for anything that can form that big?
Very good point, Christopher. All we need is that 1, and whether it's a category 1, whether it's a tropical storm, all of these systems have the potential to create quite a bit of damage. If tropical storms can lead to extensive flooding, which can cause quite a bit of damage. And then, of course, if you have the categories 2, 3, and 4, that makes it even a little bit more worse. But what we need to do is be prepared for that 1 that is expected to affect our community. Hence, readiness is the key word. Preparedness, I should say, should be the buzzword throughout 2015.
All right, Basil, thanks a lot. Now, even though predictions do not call for an above-average storm season, NEMA officials gathered today to ensure that all systems are in place. Luke Bethel, Operations Training Officer with NEMA, says that while every organization will have their own plans, some key elements are needed. Meanwhile, Wendy Poitier, COB's Director of Employee Relations and Health and Safety expert, said now that the hurricane season is here, a refresher course in planning is essential.
It's exemplar a format that's standardized throughout the entire Caribbean partner states of CARICOM, and we bring it here to the Bahamas. It is not intended to change anything. COB, they do have their plan and their checklist, and we're just asking them now to enhance that.
We have, of course, our emergency manual already in place, and we have our hurricane checklist. But what we expect to have today is just a little bit more information, and they're going to make sure that all of our persons here are prepared for any eventuality.
NEMA officials also unveiled a comprehensive disaster plan, which included a flag plan. NEMA's First Assistant Secretary, Crystal Glinton, explains.
Peace times, we just have the NEMA flag, which is it's white, and they have the NEMA logo that will be flown. But if there is an incident, we'll go into we'll call level 1, and then we'll use the green flag, and we call it monitoring. So once people see this green flag up, we know that we're in the monitoring phase. Then we go into a second level, is called partial activation. That's when we will have persons from the various agencies, and you've met some of them. We call them the emergency support function groups. They will be here stationed with us at NEMA. And then we will see that a yellow flag will be flown. And we call this a level 2. When we are activated, then we're bringing more persons in to our emergency operations center. We'll then have the orange flag. And this is called the 3rd level. So once you see an orange flag, we know that we are activated. Then we go into the 4th phase where we are fully activated. Once you see a red flag, everyone knows when there's red, there's danger.
In other news, the government is looking to significantly mitigate, if not completely eliminate, the amount of maritime accidents in the Bahamian waters. The effort is being put on for the human capital to fulfill this objective. Carla Palmer tells us tonight about a national training course which was officially mounted here in the capital today.
Maritime Casualty Investigation is the name of the national training course being held at the Public Hospitals Authority's corporate office this week. 24 individuals from a wide cross-section of the maritime industry are participating in the course, which aims to further enhance their knowledge and skills with a view to not only implement safety protocols at sea, but save lives.
This particular course or program is very important because we are developing a skill set and building a body of expertise in a particular area that's very critical. And we have to be prepared and ready and cutting edge to ensure that we protect life at sea and protect our environment.
Minister of Transport and Aviation, the Honorable Glenys Hannah Martin, officially opened the workshop and underscored it as serious business. Even though fostering a culture of safety in the event there is an accident at sea, she wants the response to be quick, efficient, and effective.
Our ports service the needs of all ship types, from the largest oil tankers involved in global transshipment of oil, to mega cruise ships carrying thousands of passengers, to inter-island mail boats transporting freight, to private leisure yachts. The proactive and timely response to marine casualties and threats to our marine environment is therefore not only key to a sustainable shipping and maritime industry, but key to our way of life in general.
The International Maritime Organization is facilitating the workshop. The IMO's regional advisor is Mr. Colin Young.
Proper planning and supporting legislation would minimize any initial difficulties and negative impact that could possibly occur.
The 10-day workshop ends on June 12th. Carla Palmer, ZNS Network News.
Earlier, we told you about the launching of the Stronger Bahamas initiative tonight at the Melia Nassau Beach Resort. That has, though, been postponed as the Prime Minister and a number of the cabinet ministers have been retained on business that will keep them out of the country for the next few days. The Prime Minister reiterates his commitment to the initiative and the exciting things that are to come for the people of the Bahamas, including the launch of the event. The government of the Bahamas will continue speaking directly to Bahamians through this initiative, and persons are encouraged to reach out to them through www.strongerbahamas.com as well as through social media. Coming up, police investigate a death, find out what happened and what they're thinking. You're watching The Bahamas Tonight.
This portion of the news is brought to you by the new Shell and Lettuce, designed for extra miles.